All right. Hello, my beautiful, amazing crochet family. I am your one and your only Lady of Crochet, Lady-Samoan, and we are back with another video. This is something a little different, and this is not your typical tutorial. So I want to get that out the way in the beginning because I know some people are used to tutorials being a certain way, but I wanted to share this my way. And I feel like there's a group of people that could learn from me explaining it this way. So I hope that y'all enjoy this tutorial. One thing to know before we get started is that the pattern will be on the screen at all times. And that's something different too. So this is for someone who's a beginner, but also for someone who may already know how to crochet and may was wondering, how does a foundational beanie look for me? What are some other options? Or they may want to try something different. So this is what this video is all about. So first, let's get into the things that you're going to need for this tutorial. You will need a scissors. You will need a dot and needle. And you may, I'm not going to say you will because I don't use it, but you may need a stitch marker. And this is just a simple stitch marker like this. I know some people use paper clips, so many different things you can use. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole. You will also need a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, and you will need a weight for yarn. So what we're doing in this, if you can tell by the title, we are going to do a basic foundation beanie. When I say foundation beanie, I am going to show you the foundational hat that I make for my ruffle buckets, or if I want to do a straight bucket or whatever kind of like different variations. This is just the foundation, the base that you can build upon from there. So y'all, let's get started. All right, so as you can see from the pattern, our first thing that we have to do is make a magic ring. We are going to make a magic ring, and I always chain two. Now, let's see. Chain two here, and I want you to understand your chain two does not count as a stitch. We are going to chain two the duration of this pattern, but it does not count as a stitch. Now, after chaining two, we will put 12 double crochets into the magic circle. That's 2 for me, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now I am going to do the first 5 rows or rounds of this crochet hat with you, and then we'll build it by ourselves and come back and talk at the end, okay? But I want to show you this right here. So this is how my 12 double crochets, look at that, that's so cute. It kind of looks like a heart, but this is my 12 double crochet in a magic ring, and I just pull it. Now I do not carry my yarn, but if you carry your yarn, you can. I just weave everything in at the end, okay? So what we're going to do, we have that chain two. We are not going into that chain two. This is very important. You are going to slip stitch right here into that first double crochet, okay? Let's see here. I don't know if it's going to show up there, but I'm going into that first double crochet. Now, we are going to go into that first double crochet, slip stitch, chain up 2. Now, what you're going to do for your next round, we are going to increase all the way around. So when you see INC, that means that you're going to increase. Increase just means 2 stitches in 1. That's it. So what that means is we chained up 2. We're going to go into that same chain up 2 space. Let me show you here. You see this? This is where you chained up 2. You're going to go right back into this stitch here. And we're going to place 2 double crochets in that stitch, okay? That's 1. And I'm going to show you how that looks so you can know that you're going into that. Because when you stitch it, and this was something that confused me before, so I wanted to explain it. when you stitch it, it's going to look like this. It looks like you have 3 double crochets in there because you have that chain 2, but remember that chain 2 does not count as a stitch. You're going back in there, you have 2 double crochets in that place where you slip stitch, okay? So we have 2. So for this round, as you can see with the pattern, you're going to get 24 stitches. So let's do that together. That's 2 there, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. We have 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12 goes together. 13 and 14 goes together. And this is how I remember my stitch count, y'all. This is how I do it. I know it's different for everyone. 15 and 16 goes into same stitch together. So I count them like that. So I'm on 15 and 16, 17 and 18 goes together. Then 19 and 20. 21 and 22 will go together. And I'm gonna pause here to show y'all how it's looking so you can know that you're on the right track, okay? So this is what you're going to look at before you get your last 2 stitches. Your last 2 stitches is going to go in this one right here, okay? And that would be 23 and stitch 24 together. 23 and 24. And it is going to beautifully close and look really good. As you can see here, because we are going to slip stitch not on this chain 2, but at the top of that first double crochet, we are going to slip stitch, okay? We are going to slip stitch at the top of our first double crochet, and remember, chain 2. So now we are going to work on round 3. For round 3, we are going to do a double crochet, 1 double crochet, and then an increase, which is 1 stitch is in 1 by itself, and then our increase, remember, is 2 together. So this is how I count that. So all the way around, and we're going to end up on, let me see, 36 stitches for this round, okay? So let's go. 1, and then 2 and 3 together. 4 is by itself. 5 and 6 will be together, okay? 7 will be by itself. 8 and 9 together, okay? 10 is by itself. 11 and 12 together. Y'all, this is what kept my count and what works for me, and this is how I do it, y'all. So you may not need to do this, but I'm just showing you my way, okay? So that's 11 and 12. We have 13 by itself. Then we're going to put, what's that? 14 and 15 goes together. 16 by itself. 17 and 18 will go together. 19 by itself. 20 and 21 together. 22 by itself. 23 and 24 will be together. 25 by itself. 26 and 27 will be together. 28 by itself. 29 and 30 together. 31, 32 and 33 will be together. Then we have 34 is going to be by itself on this round. And then our last 2, 35 and 36 will be together. And then for this one, we are going to slip stitch again at the top of this double crochet and chain up 2. So now we are on round 4. Round 4 is 2 double crochets and 1 increase all the way around, which is a double crochet in your first 2 stitches, and in your next stitch you're going to put 2 double crochets for your increase. So let's do that together. Like I said, we are going to build up rounds 4 and 5 together, and then we'll meet back up when we build the other rest of the hat. Okay, so let's do, I'm remembering the first two. We go back into, it looks like it's going to be into that slip stitch, I mean into that chain two space, but it is not. Remember that. Okay, but you're going into that space and you're going to put one double crochet. In your next space you have another double crochet, so that's 1, 2 by themselves, 3 and 4 will be together. Okay, 5 and 6 is by themselves. 7 and 8 will be together. Okay, 9 and 10, they're going to stand alone. 11 and 12 will be together. Okay, 13 and 14 by themselves. Oops, I'm slipping, y'all. Okay, 15 and 16 will be together. 17 and 18 by themselves. Then we're going to do 19 and 20 together. 21 and 22. Then 23 and 24 will be together. 25 and 26 will be by themselves. 27 and 28 together. Okay, 29 and 30 by themselves. 31 and 32 together. 33 and 34 by themselves. 35 and 36 will be together. 37, 38 by themselves. We're getting there, y'all. 39 and 40 together. 41 and 42 would be by themselves. 43 and 44 together. 45 and 46 will be by themselves. And then 47 and 48 will be together. So at your end of round 5, we are building 4. I'm sorry, we're building this up. This is how it should look. Very, very nice. We are getting there. So now this is where I do things a little different on my 5th round. I find that doing it this way on my 5th round, it gives me a slightly snug hat, but it also gives me room that allows the hat to stretch and it's not too big when you wear it. Okay, so that's why I do my round 5 this way. And I just wanted to share, like I said, this is my foundation crochet hat that I like to use. So let's do round 5 together. Okay, so let's slip stitch into that double crochet, chain up 2. Now we are going to do 7 double crochets, and then we're going to put 2, which is an increase, into our 8th stitch. So I wrote this out so we can know we are putting an increase in the 8th stitch, the 16th stitch, the 24th stitch, our 32nd stitch, the 40th stitch, and our 48th stitch. Because at the end of this round, we will have 54 stitches. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. 1 double crochet in the first 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then in our 8th stitch, we're going to put 2. So 8 and 9 will go together. Okay, 8 and 9 goes together. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wait. 16, 17, and 18 together. Okay? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25 are by themselves. 26 and 27 together. Okay? 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34 by themselves. 35 and 36 will be together. Okay? 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, and 43 will all be by themselves. 44 and 45 will be together. And this is our last set, okay? So we have 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, and 52 will all be by themselves. 53 and 54 will be together. Y'all, we got through that. We got through that. That is how it is looking. So this is our 5th round when we increase every 8th stitch. So we go 7 crochets, and then on the 8th, we put an increase, okay? So at the end of that round, just like the pattern says, we will have 54 stitches. So now what we are going to do, just like we did all the way around for every round, we are going to slip stitch at the top of that first double crochet. And remember, because if you look at your patterns, slip stitch and chain 2, because for your next rounds, all the way from round 6 all the way until round 12, you are just going around and slip stitch, chain 2, and 1 double crochet in each stitch around. So from rows 6 through 12, you are going to end those rows with 54 stitches in each round, okay? So I hope that doesn't confuse you, but I'm just going to start it, but I'm going to cut because I'm going to build my hat there. So you're going to go into that same 1 double crochet. Remember, it's going to look like that. In your first stitch, it's going to look like you have 2 stitches, but really it's just your chain 2 that does not count as a stitch, okay? So you're going to go 1 in each stitch around, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every stitch has its own little home on this round. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. I'm going to show y'all. Every stitch from round 6 to 12 has its own little house. We're not increasing or nothing. We're just going around, and you're going to have 54 stitches at the end of each round. I will see y'all back after round 12, okay? All right, crochet family, so we are back from building our hat, and this is how it looks after 12 rounds. I want to show y'all this way, and if you count your rounds like this from that very first magic ring, if you count down, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 12 rounds. So this is your basic beanie. Now, we are going to talk a little bit more about if you wanted to transform this into something else. But for the sake of this video, let's talk about closing it off and finishing up, because I stopped. I'm going to turn it inside out because that's how I crochet as I'm finishing it up. So we're going to finish up round 12 the same way that we finish up all the other rounds. We're going to slip stitch to that double crochet and chain 2, okay? So now to close this off, I like to do for the basic beanie just 1 round of half double crochets, okay? So we go right back in to that stitch and we make a half double crochet. So for round 13, to close off this basic beanie, we are putting 1/2 double crochet in each stitch around. So we will end up still with 54 half double crochets, okay? So I'm gonna count with you. It's kind of difficult for me to do the half double crochets here. So I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go 5 and 6, 7 and 8 is 1/2 double crochet in each stitch around. 9 and 10, and I am going to meet y'all at the end to show y'all how that looks, okay? All right, y'all. So we are back from doing that 1/2 double crochet around, and you're going to just clip off your yarn and sew in all your ends, because I still have to sew in my magic ring in, and I still have to sew in this. I know some people do not like doing that, and they like to sew in as you go or carry your yarn, but for me, I just sew in everything at the end. And I'm not going to fully sew it in on this video because I am going to give y'all a bonus at the end of this video, so keep watching. But let me show y'all how this look on this mannequin, because like I said, this is your basic beanie. Look how that looks. And I want you to understand too, one thing that I like about the basic beanie when I go for 54 stitches in the round, I like that for a regular head, it fits nice and snug. But if it is like with my head when I have locks, I can still wear this beanie and it's going to stretch out and fit to my head, but it's not going to be overly too big. That's one thing that I like. So that's why I choose to do 54 stitches. And that's why I choose to use a 5.5 millimeter hook. But this is how she looks. I think it's gorgeous. Let me put her in center, y'all. That's how it looks through the back. Don't mind the ends that I have to sew in. But that's your basic beanie. Now, for your bonus, let's talk a little bit about the bonus. This right here is if you want just a basic beanie just to wear, don't add anything else, right? But if you want to build upon this right here, and that's why I call it a foundational beanie, the beautiful thing is for your 13th round, if you wanted to make this into a ruffle hat, take out that half double crochet round. So for round 13, you won't put a half double crochet around. You will put one single crochet around in each stitch. You will still end up with 54 stitches, but then after doing the single crochet around, you will begin to build up a brim. Now, how I build up my ruffle brim is I will put a single crochet on the 13th row, and then I'm going to have all of this written as well. This is our bonus option. I will have on the 13th row, one single crochet around. The 14th row will be 3 double crochet stitches in each stitch. So each stitch gets 3. So how we did an increase when we put 2 in each stitch, we're actually doing 3 in each stitch. So 3 will stay together. 1, 2, 3 will go together. 4, 5, 6 will go together. 7, 8, 9 will go together. So that will be row 14. And we will do that all the way around. And then for row 15, we would do 2 single crochets in each stitch, which would increase. So we could say we have 1 increase around. So that's the same as our 1, 2 together, 3 and 4 will be together, 5 and 6 will be together, and so on. So that would be, let's see, 12, 13, 14. I hope I'm not getting, so we have the 3 double crochets, the 2 double crochets, and then in the last round we will put 1 double crochet in each stitch around. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, however around, and that will give us a nice slight, it's not slight ruffle, but it's not as dramatic of a ruffle. It will be a nice ruffle, and I'll put a picture up and everything to show you how the ruffle looks in with doing 3, 2, and 1. As far as I've explained for the brim, I will show you on this hat. I will include some pictures at the end because I'm going to build that off camera to show y'all how that looks. But I wanted to show y'all and give y'all this foundational crochet tutorial. I know it's not your average tutorial, and that's the beautiful thing about crochet, because we all have different ways that we do it. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this tutorial in the comments. Let me know if y'all make any of these hats. I hope y'all are having the most beautiful, amazing day. And as always, I want y'all to remember, but before y'all remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this video with a beginner or someone who already crochets that may want to switch it up on how they do their hats. Share this video out. Let me put that in. But always remember that I am your one and your only Lady of Crochet, Lady Simone, and I will see you next time.